All right, y'all, let's talk about this Bitcoin price action because Bitcoin has been trading in a very small range for the past few days. In fact, if we take our measurement tool, we can see that it's pretty much been a 5% range from the high to the low. And the question on everyone's mind, including my own, is what in the world is Bitcoin going to do? Are we going to get a move to the upside? Are we going to get a move to the downside? Some people are noticing that potentially we are forming a diamond reversal pattern on these medium-term time frames. This is the 4-hour chart right here. We can see that potentially this is a diamond reversal pattern giving us a bullish break to the upside. And if that is the case, we potentially could have a move, if we just take this measured move right here, back up to the highs of this area that we put in last week, August 26th. So let's take a look at what's happening very locally, and then we will zoom out a little bit and see what's happening on a higher term time frame. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because it's about to get juicy, y'all. So first of all, let's just talk about what is happening very, very locally. All right, this is very, very important. Ever since we broke down last week, we can see that we've been trading in this sideways range here. And what I like to do whenever we're trading sideways is I like to pull some volume and just kind of look at this chunk of price action to analyze it. Now, the first thing we need to understand here is that the levels are being very well respected. In fact, right now you can see that we are getting a bounce from the value area low of this sideways range with confluence of this daily support. So this is a level that we have had marked out over in the VIP Discord for quite some time right here. We can see that 19.8 is a very key level. This green box has been marked out, given in advance every day when we post the levels that we are looking for over in the VIP Discord. And by the way, if you would like to join the community, you can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper. But we came down to this key area, and we got a bounce right from there. And not only did we get a bounce from here, but this is also a daily level of support. And basically what that means is if we go back to yesterday, we can see that if we zoom in here, we have two candles that have one candle closed right here at 19.8, and then the next day we have a candle opening here at 19.8. And so we have this area of liquidity down here that we can be aware of, and then the next day comes along and we bounce right from that level. And so this is giving us a nice confluence. And in addition to that, guys, the reason we are getting a bounce from this area right now is because we do have bullish divergences on market Cipher B right here. We can see the momentum is getting higher as the price is getting lower. This is called a bullish divergence. And we can see it on these lower term time frames. And also, if we come over to coinalize.net right here, we can see something else that is very, very important, which is as we are putting in this low right here, we see a whole bunch of shorts opening up right in here. Okay, this open interest is increasing, telling us that there are new players coming into the market, and the CVD is getting lower, which is telling us that there are shorts entering into the market. Now, all these shorts entering into the market literally in this wick right here, immediately getting trapped underneath that daily level. Okay, if you would like to learn more about this kind of stuff here, you could check out the advanced trading course at learn.jasoncaspertrading.com, where we go into much detail about CVD and open interest. But all these things combined is the reason why we are getting a bounce from this level. And look at where we are finding our resistance locally. Okay, we are finding our resistance locally at the high volume node of this range right here. And we could even take it a step further and come to the 1 minute time frame even and just take a look at these two things here. Number one, we had this little area of liquidity right here, which you can see we came above to grab the liquidity and are now getting a rejection. And also we did have a Fibonacci golden pocket in that area also. If we pull it from here to this low, you can see that the levels are very much so respected in this range, guys. That is what is so great about trading Bitcoin. The levels are so respected. Now, I'm currently still in a short trade from yesterday, a very small position as you can see. It was a scalp trade that I was not looking to trade this far down, so I only have a small position left in the trade. Honestly, I'm looking to compound this short at some key areas, but right now, this is still maintaining a bearish market structure if we are looking at this on a higher time frame. So now let's zoom into a higher time frame and kind of take a look at what is happening here. By the way, guys, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, if we are going to be just looking from last week, we have our high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have now put in some lower lows, and so, you know, are we going to now then put in a lower high and then a lower low? That is the question on everybody's mind. Perhaps the lower high is already in. Well, in order to determine which way this price action is going to break, because right now our job as traders is just to basically like look at the sorry guys, sometimes when I talk my mouth gets a little tripped up, right? Because I'm trying to stay healthy, guys. I don't want to kill my grandma or your grandma. So I am right now wearing 12 masks on my face, also multiple anal masks to make sure that no pathogens go upside the cavity in there. And so sometimes it can be a little hard to talk, okay? But as traders, we should always be looking for these sideways ranges because these are going to determine the highs and the lows from which we are able to get into trades. Okay? What I mean by that is this. We don't want to wait until support is breaking down to enter a trade. And the reason why is because if we wait for support to break down before shorting, right, we would have lost 1, 2, 3 trades and then had one winner, right? Instead, what we should do is we should look for shorts when we are at the high of the range, because then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades and no losses. And let's say this range had just broken up. Well, then we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4 winning trades and 1 loss. So what we should be doing is looking for shorts at the highs and longs at the lows, because instead of having 3 losses and 1 win, we'll have 3 wins and 1 loss. That's just the way to do it. And so this is giving us now the structure in which we can look for trades. We can't know for certain which way this range is going to break out, but what we can do is we can understand where some key levels of support and resistance are, and then we can plan accordingly, right? So let's now put back on our levels here. Now this, by the way, guys, is just a volume profile that is telling us where the most Bitcoin has been traded, right? And it's establishing for us a value area where we know that Bitcoin, at least for now, right, locally wants to stay within this fair value. This is considered a fair price. If we come below that level, it's considered oversold, meaning it's at a discount. We can expect a move to the upside. And if we come above that area, it's overbought, meaning it's overpriced. We can expect a correction to the downside. And right now, this middle area right here, this is going to be acting as support if we're above it, and resistance if we're below it, as can be seen, as it's acting as resistance here, support in here, and currently now acting as resistance. So this is the framework in which we're going to be looking for highs and lows, right? So what does this mean? Well, honestly, if we continue to get a move to the upside, we will be wanting to look for bearish signs as we come to this top area. And if we continue to get a move to the downside, we'll be want to look for bullish signs in this area. Now you can see we've already found some bullish signs down here, and that is why we are getting the move to the upside as we already discussed. And so there's one of two things going to happen. Either we are going to find our resistance here, and if so, then we can look for another move down into this green box, where then we can look for more uneven butt cheeks like this, right, where we have a nice juicy left butt cheek and then a kind of skinny right butt cheek over here. For example, this is the 24-minute time frame. If we do get another move to the downside and we see our 24-minute time frame giving us that very juicy looking uneven butt cheek pattern, right? It's so juicy, right? You just want to take a straw and stick it in there and suck out all the juice, right? Well, that could very well happen if we come back down into this area, okay, into these lows, or on the other side of that Bitcoin, guys. I mean, if we just get a big move to the upside, right, and we just come up here, then we would want to be looking for shorts up at these highs, right? Because like I was showing before, most of the time these highs and lows are going to be respected until all of a sudden they're not, right? So in general, if we could have honestly had 1, 2 successful shorts, and we could have had 1, 2, and potentially 3 successful longs. Now I did not get into that long because I was asleep, guys. So we will see what happens here. But these are really the main levels that we need to be looking out for. So let's go to a much higher time frame right now and kind of just determine what is happening on like the weekly time frame, because we always need to maintain the context of the macro markets here. Okay. Now, by the way, guys, if you want to learn more about obtaining these levels the way we do over in the VIP Discord, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. This course is the blueprint, guys, so that you can become a more confident, more profitable trader by always having a plan, staying one step ahead of the markets, and knowing how to stop FOMO trading, how to stop trading with emotion, how to stop over trading, and utilize tested strategies with my favorite indicator, Market Cipher, as well as other indicators. Okay, so there's a 25% discount in the description of this video if you use the coupon code JUICY. So on the weekly time frame, y'all, we are currently at support. The support was created over here in 2020 when we had this little area of consolidation before the break of 20K, right? So this 17 to 20K is a very important area. This is a zone that we do need to be aware of. And if we lose this zone, right, just looking at the chart here, we can see we don't really have much support until we come down to that, I would say, the 10 to 13K area. Because just looking at the chart, we don't have any support until we come back down to this little area of price action. And so what this means is if we cannot hold this support as far as looking for major long positions, it would not be very smart to look to long here, but instead wait for lower, right? Now, if we do come down here and then all of a sudden get a massive bounce, then what we can do is we can look to long a retest of this area, right? Because areas of support and resistance, it doesn't matter if we're above or below them, they will always be respected, right? Here's a great example of that. This area right here was clear support once, twice, 3, 4 times, 5 times, and then look at this. When we lost the area, it then became our resistance, right? We rejected from that same exact level. And so if we happen to come down below this level and then all of a sudden we get a massive bounce before we come down to our area of support here, well, then what we can tell ourselves is, all right, if this, what used to be support, is now resistance, a sign of strength would be coming back above that level and then retesting it to show that indeed this is our support, right? So these are the major levels on these higher term time frames. Now, if we do find support here, which we very well may, right? We very well may just put in a range here and then break to the upside. It's very, very possible. And if that is the case, then the level that we really need to be looking out for is going to be that $30,000 level. Because that $30,000 level was clear support, 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 all right, and now it is resistance. That will be a retest to confirm actually a breakdown of the massive range that we put in from the time of 2021 until we lost it in May 2022. So this is the overall context of the market. So basically, we just went from very, very small term time frame to very, very large time frame. This is what we need to do if we are going to approach the markets with a very calm and collected mindset so that we can have a plan to determine what our course of action is going to be. Regardless of what the price action does, we can stay one step ahead of the market. So make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah, Yeshua the Messiah. I do pray everybody listening to my voice is blessed in many ways, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.